Hi guys, welcome back to another video with Pratham Test Prep. This is your host Sanjeet Bhatia again, and today we are meeting again for discussing some cases for CLAT and AILET. As I have a lot of people joining up right now, I can see a lot of people there. Hi guys, how are you? I hope everyone is doing great. Hi Sidra, how are you? Okay, so as the dates have been announced, I have a few discussions before I go for some of the cases that I've taken out, but I want to discuss now what should be a strategy. Like the dates of CLAT have been released. There are a lot of things that will happen now. There will be a lot of changes that you have to take care of, and what all you should do right now for all these cases and current affairs. Okay. So Ridhima, hi, how are you? I hope everyone is doing safe. Okay. So firstly, before we move ahead, I will request all of you as usual to hit the like button and the subscribe button if you haven't, right? That's a genuine request that I always do. Now, if you haven't subscribed to our Telegram channel, you can definitely go ahead for going to subscribe the channel and get all the free updates without any hassle. Okay. Hi Kunal, hi Charu, hi Sonika, hi Devansh, hi guys, how are you? Okay, so welcome to this YouTube live again. And now we will be going ahead for discussing our Telegram channel, right? You have to understand that you can get all the updates for free here. You can see the name, you can go and search it off. Now, if you're looking forward to join us and you have any doubts, if you are planning to give CLAT and everything right now also, you can just get in contact with us with 5 times 9 75392. That would be it. You can find us there on this number, and you can also call us for your personalized mentorships, your CLAT mock tests. If you need anything of that sort, you can definitely give us a call and we'll be happy to help you out, right? Okay, so there are a lot of people. Tanishka asking, sir, what about current affairs for 2021? Till which month you should study? Okay, that is a valid question, Tanishka. Stay with me. I am discussing that only. I'm coming on that topic itself. Okay, so the CLAT is on 23rd of July of 2021. That means the dates are out. You almost have 35-40 days left in your hand. That means that the race has begun already, right? So the first thing, what should you read now? Okay, so general knowledge, the people who are a part of Pratham, you have got your compendiums. You can read your compendiums till the month of June. Until for July, you can just look at newses that are coming around you in the newspapers and get a basic idea of that, right? So that is one thing. I will recommend all of you to read till July 20th. That is the like timeline I would give to all the students who are going for CLAT this year, that read the general knowledge till July of 20th. That will be definitely helpful for you. Okay. Now, second thing is that the CLAT is an offline exam now. That is a little tricky thing, right? If you haven't attempted any offline exam, then it is something that you have to learn. Okay, so the people who are here, they should know that when you're going for an offline exam, you have to fill up an OMR sheet. Now, this OMR sheet, you have to fill up circles in those OMR sheets. So there has to be some level of practice that you need to fill the OMRs, and you need to be very careful while you are filling your OMRs, because one mistake can take away the whole examination, right? So that definitely you should get in practice of filling up the OMRs, because it has to be scanned by a OMR scanner. So your circles should be perfect and scanned in those scanners that is being provided by CLAT, right? So all the people who are going for CLAT, please read your general knowledge till the month of July, and all your current affairs and your legal affairs and your legal cases till the July of 2021. That will definitely be helpful. Okay, so some people ask me, what will the AILET date be announced as? Dekho yaar, the dates will be announced on its own, right? This is not for us to worry when the dates will be announced. They will announce it on any day that they want, right? But they will give you a 40-day time period to go ahead with that. right? So definitely that is something that you have to keep in mind, that if you're going for these exams, they will give you some time, but it's not going to be more than 40 days. I am pretty sure of that, because that's their policies. Now, Charu asked me for BBA exam and symbiosis. Charu, this is fairly for law, right? If you want to know anything about BBA, please subscribe to our channel. You'll be well guided there too. Okay, SLAT's new pattern, Soumya, definitely. This Friday, let's do a video on SLAT's new pattern. I have no problem at all. Okay, we have to fill the answers with pen in one. Okay, you have to fill with pen, or there might be a pencil also, right? That depends on the CLAT consortium what this is, but I'm pretty sure it would be pen. So you should get in the habit of filling it with a pen inside the OMR sheet, right? You can take a printout and start your practice there. That would be very, very helpful for you. There are mocks for SLAT on PSIS. You can definitely find it. Okay, so till when should you read? I have told you is that you have to read till July. And what dates are important? A lot of people say that there are some months that are important for CLAT, right? That per se saying from October till the date of your exam and things of that sort. But I will recommend you to read all the months and go, right? That will be definitely helpful for you, but you can focus on some months if you want. That is something that is all up to you. But yes, you should focus on each and every month and read the current affairs till the month of July. That will be definitely helpful for you and help you a lot in your legal aptitude and current affairs section. That is something that you can make sure that it is 50% of your exam. So if you are reading and you have the full knowledge about it, your 70 marks of the paper can get sorted very well. Okay, so you have to understand that is the timeline that the CLAT would also be following. Okay, yes, Nattu, it is OMR based, right? So you have to get in a habit of filling up the OMRs. Start a practice for filling the OMRs. That will definitely help you out. Okay, now what should you read, right? You can either read editorials if you want to get into reading practice, and if you want to develop that skill, right? And you can read your current affairs compendiums for knowledge, and rest keep practicing every other thing that you have, right? That is your class assignments, your home assignments, your mock tests, your subject tests, everything that you have, your knowledge primer, whatever you can get, solve all of it, because this is the last days where you can just enhance your practice, because boards aren't going to happen, the CLAT is going to happen, that is for sure. If they've taken out a date for 23rd, then definitely they are going to take the exam this time. Okay, Kunal, so OMR based mocks are offline, so PSIS is an online platform, so you will definitely not find an OMR there, but definitely you can call up your service managers and ask them to arrange an OMR for you, and I'm sure they will be very helpful. Okay, now coming to the first case of the day, we'll discuss very less cases, 3 to 4 cases today, but they are very important ones, so you can definitely give them an eye, and that will definitely help you out inside the paper. Okay, so someone asked me to discuss the CCI investigation on Amazon and Flipkart in the last session that we had. So I brought the case in front of you so that we can discuss. Okay, so the CCI, there was an antitrust case that was filed by the Competition Commission of India, right? The High Court has told the Competition Commission of India to go and investigate against Flipkart and Amazon. Now, Flipkart and Amazon being the biggest e-commerce giants in our country and towards the world, right? So that is something that we all know, that right now the life is not possible without all these e-commerce websites. But as you know, that these e-commerce websites have led to a lot of disruption in the small businesses in our country, and that is definitely something that we have to look into. Right now, there was a petition that was filed, right, where it was found that Amazon and Flipkart tend to promote the bigger sellers, and the smaller sellers are just not favored, right? The bigger sellers are favored, and they are able to get more sales, but the small businesses are still hunting for some money inside the market, right? So that is something that the court has also observed, right? Now, in February, CCI told the High Court that the Competition Act was brought in to create level playing field for people, right? And it wanted more players in the e-commerce to promote healthy competition and better choices for consumers. As you see right now, if you want to order something from Amazon or from Flipkart, there is a lot of trouble that like you have to go through because there's nothing else that is available. There are some other websites like Snapdeal and things of that sort, but the most trusted ones and the people prefer the brands which are there for a longer period of time. So definitely Amazon and Flipkart are there, but there are third party sellers in all these places. So if there is a big business, they tend to promote more of them, and if there is a smaller business, they have a very less chance of getting promoted, right? That is something that has to be taken into consideration while you're looking and ordering from these e-commerce giants, that the small businesses are just getting vanished because of all this, right? Now Karnataka High Court dismissed the petition of Amazon and Flipkart, like which was against the probe by the Competition Commission of India for violation of the competition laws, right? So they put a application against the probe that was being held, but it was said that that's not possible. The CCI will definitely look into the matter, right? Now, they also said that the bigger players will likely face a closer scrutiny from the government, right? That is definitely there because they are bigger players and they want to see how they are influencing the market. Is there fair competition that is existing in the market or not? That is something that has to be considered by the CCI, and they will look into the matter that how these big e-commerce giants are working in our country. Okay, so that is the first case of the day, and as requested last time, I have discussed it. So whoever requested it, I don't remember the name, but it was written that they want to discuss CCI. So this is the case, and it is not something that is really very important for you for CLAT, but definitely it is something that you can have a look at because it was requested, so I had to cover it. Okay. Monthly compendium, Arjun, if you are a student at Pratham, you will find your monthly compendium on the PSIS, right? And there is something called the legal compendium also. If you are an enrolled student for law, you will find your legal compendium also there, which are all the important newses for your law, right? So that is something that you can definitely read if you are a student at Pratham. And if you aren't a student at Pratham, you have to go and look at different sources like Bar and Bench and Legally India or Live Law. These are the places where you can read legal news if you think that you don't have any other sources. But yes, those definitely are like very intrigue sources for people who are lawyers and more like people who are working as lawyers, not students per se. Okay, you are a student at Pratham. That's great. So you can find all your legal compendiums and your basic monthly compendiums on your PSIS, right? That is definitely very nice. Okay. Okay. So I guess, okay, Soumya, High Court's order on UP, we can discuss it later on. We can discuss it in another session because whatever you suggest, I will cover in those next sessions. You just have to tell me the topics you want to discuss. I will come up and we will discuss in the best form possible. Okay. Now coming to the next case for the day is that right to live report, right? There was a case that happened in the Supreme Court in 2021, right, where they said that the media cannot report and live tweets for the proceedings that were going on between the prosecutor, the lawyer, and the judges, and between two lawyers. All these arguments shouldn't be taken out, right? But the court said that all these live proceedings are legal in nature. There is nothing wrong with it, and it is right to live report, right? Because it is something that the public has to know. There is nothing wrong in it. It is not illegal. It is fully constitutional in the matter, right? Just give me a second. Yeah, so that is definitely something that you have to remember. Now coming to the first part of this, right? That the right to live report cannot be disputed. That's what it is said by the Madhya Pradesh High Court, right? There was a division bench of judges, Justice Prakash Srivastava and Virendra Singh. Okay, they observed that the right to live report, the court proceedings cannot be disputed. Okay, there is nothing. They are concerned about that these live matters that go online, right? They have a lot of disruptions by people, right? The bench also remarked that the matter could be sent to the E-committee as a representation of journalists so that it could take a concrete decision in this matter, right? The E-committee is a different committee that takes care of these online proceedings. So definitely it has helped the journalists to get a concrete decisions on the same. Okay. Now, court observed that no one can dispute the right to media persons to report the court's proceeding live, right? However, the same must be examined by the E-committees on the High Court. So there is no dispute that can be drawn on this. So they can definitely say that they will examine it again, but it is the right of the media persons to report the court proceedings live, right? Because there were a lot of disruptions, as you have seen that when the case of Juhi Chawla happened, there was a person who came online and started singing between the proceedings because she just randomly gave out the Zoom link to a lot of people, right? And there was a cost of 20 lakhs that was put on her. So definitely things of that sort also happen. So that is something that the court wants to avoid. Now, relied on the recent judgment that happened was the Chief Election Commission of India versus M.R. Vijay Bhaskar, right, in 2021, in which Supreme Court has asserted that right to live report the court proceedings exists, right? There's nothing wrong with it. That can definitely be done. Okay, so Mr. Naliwal asks me, where can they find the handouts? Mr. Naliwal, you can find your handouts on the PSIS. Go and search for all the like dropout menus. You will find it somewhere, right? There, everything is available on your PSIS. Okay, if you are a student at Pratham, you know about PSIS, then you'll find everything out there on the portal very clearly. So I hope everybody is clear with this case that the live reporting is allowed by the courts because they want the general public to know about the proceedings that are going there. Okay. Now, coming to the next case of the day is that the Menka Gandhi case that happened. If you haven't read the case, I will definitely tell you all that you would be reading this case once you go to the law school also, right? But I am giving you a basic idea about the case, what happened in Menka Gandhi. Menka Gandhi's passport was impounded, right? And there was a case and a plea as she wanted to travel abroad and her passport was important. So she took out a plea to the High Court regarding her right to personal liberty that was granted under Article 21 of the Constitution because she wanted to travel and her right to personal liberty was being curtailed by taking her passport away, right? Now, this was an arbitrary move that she said, right? This is an arbitrary act of impounding the passport, eventually led to the pronouncement of a unanimous decision by a 7-judge bench of the apex court, right? There was 7-judge bench that sat, right, of the Supreme Court, and they discussed the matter regarding the most important features is that there is an interlinking that is laid between the provisions of Article 19, 14, and 21, right? So now that is the kind of links that they were trying to form, and were they considering it as a single entity or were these interlinked separately, right? That was what the court has to decide. So you can see that this all comes up when the court started interpreting all these laws. These are very old cases. So when they started interpreting it, and our judiciary was also very young, so all these landmark judgments were coming in very regularly and everything was very noticeable in the fraternity also, right? So now they were trying to find the link between the articles of 19, 14, and 21. Through this link, the Supreme Court made these provisions inseparable and into a single entity. Now, Supreme Court said that all these articles of freedom of life, liberty, all these things are inseparable, right? Right to life, right to speech and expression and everything, they are interlinked. Okay, they cannot be taken away by a person, and they can be considered as a single entity. Now, any procedure has to meet all the requirements mentioned under these three articles to be held valid. As the result, this judgment enlarged the scope of personal liberty significantly and preserved the fundamental and the constitutional right to life. Okay, that was the main outcome of Menaka Gandhi case. Right now, we were discussing a case a few days back. I still remember, where there was a person who wanted to go out for employment to the UAE, right? And the court allowed him to do so because he was an arrested person who was out on bail, and he wanted to go and join his employment again. Right now, can such person be allowed to travel abroad and join his employment back? The court said that if his presence is something that doesn't affect the court's proceeding, then yes, he can definitely go, because his right to go and undertake any occupation is his basic fundamental right. So definitely court considers all these personal liberties significantly, and the fundamental and the constitutional rights are kept on the highest priorities by the court nowadays. So you can definitely see that where are we flowing from where our judiciary is flowing from for a long period of time, right? From the Menka Gandhi case to Keshwanand Bharti, all these landmark judgments have brought the basic structure of the constitution and these fundamental rights in light, and had made understand a lot of people about the importance of such rights. Okay, so you can see, if you want to read it in detail, you can definitely go and read the whole Menka Gandhi case. You will find the orders and what were the respondents' arguments that were being given. Everything you can go and read, but I've given you a basic idea about the case. If someone asks you, you are well aware about the impounding of the passports and the interlinking between the Article 19, 14, and 21, right? So that is what you have to keep in mind. Now, this is what I want to discuss again, right? This is universal COVID vaccination cannot be achieved by the policy that relies on a digital portal. We have discussed it multiple times on this channel, that the digital divide is creating a lot of hassle for the people to get the COVID-19 vaccines. Now, this is what it is, an important case, because this can happen, because they can talk about the digital divide. They can also talk about Twitter and WhatsApp ban that were being held in between, right? A lot of rules that were there in the information technology, and WhatsApp has sued, saying that if they don't tell their customers that it is end-to-end encrypted, there will be a lot of problems that would be caused. So a lot of things related to the digital media and the social media are very important for you for this CLAT examination, because there's a lot of things that have come up in these times regarding social media and digital media. So that is something that you can definitely read up, and it will help you out a lot. Right now, the court has said that there are serious implications on fundamental right to equality and right to health of a person between the age of 18 to 44 if they are not able to get the vaccine because of the digital divide. Okay, now the court has said that if we have such digital system for getting and immunizing people, right, then the universal immunization will never be achieved by such a government, because it is unable to achieve that level in our country. Definitely, that is something that we have to keep in mind, and this digital divide will not let us immunize everyone in the country. So there has to be some steps that the government has to take for immunizing people around the country, right? So you can look at these cases. These are some of the important cases for the day that we have discussed. It is a short session. I always take such short sessions so that you can definitely go and have a small read on these cases and get further more knowledge on the same. Okay, Manu, there are e-court committees also. You can find a lot of proceedings on Zoom also, but they are not live. Live are on YouTube. These Zoom meetings are also live on YouTube sometimes. So if you want to see the court's proceedings, you can definitely go on YouTube and also find it, right? I was one day I was seeing a proceeding in the Gujarat High Court regarding the quota structure of the Gujarat domicile in the medical examination, right? Which is basically NEET. So they were discussing the domicile reservation for the NEET students, and what is the category that they will take in inside the Gujarat colleges. So that was the case that was going on. I guess there was a public prosecutor named Meera Kumari that I was watching, and there was also assistant public prosecutor and two defense lawyers. So a lot of drama that you can see on YouTube of the judicial proceedings. So that is definitely possible. If you want to see it, you can find it on YouTube also to get a fair idea, right? But I'm not sure which is the library of these all proceedings. I'm definitely, court would be keeping a library of these proceedings inside somewhere. But I guess if the best way for us as a general public would be to go on a social media platform like YouTube and find these proceedings going on there live also sometimes and recorded also sometimes. Okay, so I guess this is it for today, guys. I hope you have understood certain things from this live session and I was able to answer all your questions. I have gotten some requests regarding the symbiosis paper test changes and how to go about it. That would be one topic that I will consider for my next session, that will be on Friday. But definitely, if you have any other suggestions or any other exam that you have in mind and you want me to make a video on it and take a live session for the same, do comment on the video below and I will definitely read it up and make a video on that, and we will discuss that what is the strategy that you can pick up for these examinations, and definitely try to help you out the most as I've always tried, right? So thanks for joining back. I hope you guys keep safe, stay healthy, stay like take care of yourself, maintain social distancing, and definitely help people to get vaccinated and just let this pandemic go away from us very, very soon. Right? Take care, guys. Bye bye. Thanks for joining. Hope to see you again. Hit the like, share, and subscribe so that you can also be a part of this Pratham group and family, and you can learn a lot of things from us and the other top mentors that we have. Right? Thanks a lot. Hope to see you all again on Friday. Bye bye, guys.